Hey, I'm Bill O'Reilly, and this is the Talking Points Memo, how the American press is covering the Kavanaugh story. You may remember back in the mid-1990s, President Clinton became embroiled in a number of controversies where various women said that he had treated them disrespectfully and in some cases had molested them. Now, these accusations followed Bill Clinton from Little Rock, Arkansas, where he was a governor, to Washington, D.C. And they started to mount. And it reached a crescendo with Monica Lewinsky. All along, President Clinton denied all the accusations, all of them, even though there was a book written by a state trooper in Arkansas who was on the Clinton detail saying that, you know what, some of them are true. However, the press covered the situation in a way that did not put President Clinton on the spot in the beginning. And keep that in mind. It's very, very important. Journalists are given a mandate and extra protections by the Constitution to do one thing and one thing only: find the truth so that it can be imparted to you, the American citizen. So the founding fathers, Jefferson and Madison, Benjamin Franklin, John Adams, the great thinkers of the time, said we need an independent press so that the people can get information that the political parties are not going to give them. Simple as that. Therefore, we're going to build in freedom of the press to the Constitution. So the press's mandate is to find the truth. In the Clinton situation, most, not all, most of the media did not want the truth. And it was only after Monica Lewinsky produced a dress with physical evidence that Bill Clinton became really in trouble. So we all remember that. Okay. Fast forward to Donald Trump. There were many accusations against Donald Trump in the campaign by women. All right? And Trump himself did some stuff which you could hear on a tape or you knew would happen. He was elected anyway. As people said, as bad as some of his behavior might be, he's better than Hillary Clinton. Because, of course, Hillary Clinton has stuff of her own all day long. So the American people decided Donald Trump's the president. So whatever Donald Trump then did, the resistance, which includes most of the national media, tried to undermine him and destroy him. That reached a crescendo about a month ago with the nomination to the Supreme Court of Brett Kavanaugh. The far left and the Trump haters said we cannot have Kavanaugh on the Supreme Court because he'll be the swing vote on abortion. That's the primary thing, as we've discussed on BillO'Reilly.com. Then the accusation started. Now, no one knows what really happened. You can't figure it out. I can't, you can't. But the presumption of innocence says that unless there is corroborating evidence, hard evidence, that Judge Kavanaugh is to be given the benefit of any doubt, and a vote should be taken on his nomination based upon what he's done over his career. Democrats don't want that. They want to destroy the man because they hate him. They hate him for two reasons. They think he might vote against abortion somewhere down the line, and he's Trump's nominee. So they're not looking for the truth. The press isn't looking for the truth, scrutinizing the accusations. They're not. There's a squad of them out there right this second trying to find something, anything on Brett Kavanaugh. The latest, the New York Times says he might have thrown ice at somebody when he was in college. Woo. Summing up, we have a dishonest press in America. It is dishonoring the founding fathers. That is the truth, and that is the memo. I'm Bill O'Reilly for Newsmax, reminding you that Killing the SS, my new book, will be released a week from today, and the best analysis anywhere is on BillO'Reilly.com. See you soon.